A dog's unwavering loyalty, Rusty's heroic journey. The camera pans over a sunny green backyard. Rusty, a golden retriever, is happily running around chasing a ball. His owner, Emma, a young woman, is sitting on the porch, laughing as she watches him. Emma calling out playfully, "Rusty, bring it back!" Rusty picks up the ball, wagging his tail, and trots back to Emma, who hugs him with a big smile. Emma patting him gently. "You're my best friend, Rusty. Always here to keep me company, huh?" Rusty barks happily and licks Emma's face. The scene feels warm and peaceful, with soft music playing in the background, showing a deep connection between the two. The scene shifts to a dark and stormy night, with rain pouring and thunder rumbling as Rusty senses something is wrong. Rusty bravely sets off into the storm, determination in his eyes, ready to find help for Emma. Time passes. The next scene shows a gray, stormy day. Rusty looks out of the window, sensing something is wrong. Emma is lying in bed, looking unwell. She's pale and tired. Rusty nudges Emma's hand, but she doesn't respond. He whines softly. Cut to a vet's office. Emma is sitting with a sad expression, and the vet, a middle-aged man, shakes his head sympathetically. Cut to a vet's office. Emma is sitting with a sad expression, and the vet, a middle-aged man, shakes his head sympathetically. Cut to a vet's office. Emma is sitting with a sad expression, and the vet, a middle-aged man, shakes his head sympathetically. Vet. "I'm sorry, Emma, there's not much we can do. It's just time, but Rusty's love will help." Emma nods tearfully. Rusty looks up at Emma, sensing her sadness. His tail wags slowly but with concern. Cut back to the house where Emma is lying on the couch, staring out the window, and Rusty is lying at her feet, watching her carefully. The emotional music swells as the camera focuses on Rusty's eyes, which are filled with empathy and loyalty. In a heartwarming tale of loyalty, Rusty the golden retriever embarks on a heroic journey to save his owner Emma as she falls gravely ill, showcasing the unbreakable bond between a pet and its owner amidst a powerful storm. The emotional music swells as the camera focuses on Rusty's eyes, which are filled with empathy and loyalty. Days later, Emma is weaker. She's lying on the couch, unable to get up. Rusty is by her side, but his eyes are worried. He nudges her gently, trying to get her attention. Emma weakly. "It's okay, Rusty, don't worry, I'm going to be all right." But Rusty doesn't seem convinced. He licks her hand, whining softly. The storm outside rages, echoing the turmoil in his heart. Suddenly, Emma's hand slips from the couch and she faints, leaving Rusty in a panic. Rusty jumps up, barking and running around the room. He runs to the door, scratching at it, trying to get outside. His body is filled with urgency, and his instinct is clear. He needs to save her. Rusty races out the door and into the storm, his fur soaked by the rain. He looks back at the house one last time before disappearing into the night. The camera shows Rusty navigating the dark, rainy streets, braving the storm. He barks and runs faster, guided by love and loyalty. The music becomes more intense as Rusty pushes through the pouring rain. Finally, Rusty reaches a neighbor's house. He runs up to the door, barking loudly. The neighbor, Mr. Thomas, an elderly man, opens the door and looks down at Rusty. Mr. Thomas, surprised. "Rusty, what are you doing out here in this storm?" Rusty barks, running in circles, then looks back toward Emma's house. Mr. Thomas, realizing, "Emma, oh no, I'll call an ambulance." Mr. Thomas rushes inside to make a call. Rusty watches, then looks up at the sky, his tail wagging with hope. Cut to the hospital where Emma is being wheeled into the emergency room. Rusty is waiting by the door with Mr. Thomas, watching anxiously. The doctor comes out smiling. "Doctor, she's going to be all right. The ambulance was able to get here in time. Her condition is stable." Rusty barks happily, tail wagging wildly. Mr. Thomas kneels down to pet him. Mr. Thomas. "Good boy, Rusty. You saved her. You never gave up." The scene cuts back to Emma's room. She's awake, smiling weakly at Rusty, who is lying by her side, resting his head on her lap. The scene cuts back to Emma's room. She's awake, smiling weakly at Rusty, who is lying by her side, resting his head on her lap. The scene cuts back to Emma's room. She's awake, smiling weakly at Rusty, who is lying by her side, resting his head on her lap. Emma whispering, stroking Rusty's fur. You saved me, didn't you, Rusty? Rusty looks up at her with loving eyes and his tail wags slowly. Emma, tearing up. Thank you, my sweet boy. Thank you. The camera zooms in on Rusty's face, a mix of relief, love, and loyalty. The music swells as the screen fades to black.